Welcome back to the news.
Well, Sri Lanka is gearing up to host the 2013 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in November.
Tonight we take a look at the history of the Commonwealth of Nations.
The history of the Commonwealth can be traced back to the year 1870. The primary aim of the Commonwealth of Nations, which operated by the intergovernmental consensus of the member states, is to promote democracy and development. It was following the London Declaration in 1949 that the Commonwealth of Nations that we know of today was born. The Commonwealth of Nations currently consists of 54 member nations that were under British rule during the colonial era. Queen Elizabeth II has been the head of the Commonwealth over the past 61 years since 1952.
Well, the Commonwealth People's Forum is the largest gathering of civil society in the Commonwealth calendar, bringing people together to share ideas and experiences with others around the Commonwealth.
That's right, Arundhati. Now this year the CPF will be held in Hikkaduwa, Sri Lanka between the 10th and 14th of November in the run-up to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, which will be held later in the month. Now, a media briefing was convened in Colombo today on preparations being made for the Commonwealth People's Forum.
The Commonwealth People's Forum in Hikkaduwa is being organized by the Commonwealth Foundation this year in collaboration with a consortium of NGOs in Sri Lanka. The CPF will culminate on the 14th of November in a constructive dialogue with Commonwealth foreign ministers. Speaking at today's media briefing, Min Garcia, the Deputy Director of the Commonwealth Foundation, said this year's CPF program will focus on the 2015 development agenda following the expiration of the target year for achieving the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs.
Some of you may know that the MDG is finishing, or the target date is 2015. So the task at hand is for countries around the world to come up collectively with the new development goals, which is very much led by the United Nations. So what we're doing at the Commonwealth is helping that process so that civil society can then have their voices heard in the development of the new goals. Much of the criticism around the MDG is that civil society was not consulted. And so we are ensuring that that process actually includes now civil society voices.
Also in local news, the United Bhikkhu Front says that there is an unprecedented crime wave growing in the country, while injustice is reigning over justice and the law has fallen into decline. The United Bhikkhu Front raises these concerns in a letter addressed to the Chief Prelates.
The letter addressed by the United Bhikkhu Front notes that while the blueprints are being prepared to commence casino enterprises in the country, the use of alcohol and narcotics is spreading while corruption and fraud are reigning supreme. Noting that it is saddening that the people of Ratupaswala who made a fair demand for water received a response in the form of bullets, the United Bhikkhu Front adds that organized acts of religious hatred are causing the destruction of religious harmony. The United Bhikkhu Front points out in the letter that the Mahasangha cannot remain silent in an environment where the national economy is in complete decline, adding that although the Venerable Chief Prelates have raised these issues with the rulers, this has not been beneficial. The letter reads that this situation is an unintended result of the executive presidency introduced in 1978. Noting the importance of immediately abolishing the executive presidency, the United Bhikkhu Front says that the draft on proposed amendments to the constitution submitted by Venerable Maduluwave Sobhita Thera together with experts is to be appreciated. The letter further reads that in order to protect the democratic fundamentals of the country, there needs to be a powerful opposition, adding that the present government is acting in an ad hoc fashion because of a disappointing situation where this task is not being carried out by the present opposition leader.
Extract. True unity is required for there to be an opposition that is favorable to the people. At present, such unity is not seen in this opposition. Every day reports are received of disciplinary inquiries and evictions. The United National Party, which gave birth to exemplary leaders like Mahamana D.S. Senanayake, has been destroyed. This is because of the strict dictatorial activities of the present leadership. Extract ends.
The United Bhikkhu Front adds that it outlined the task that has to be carried out in order to protect the party, which rendered a great service in the past, in a letter to opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe dated the 13th of December 2011. The United Bhikkhu Front requests the chief prelates in this letter to advise Ranil Wickremesinghe that intelligent people like Rukman Senanayake, Imtiaz Bakir Makar, Shiral Laktilaka, Maitri Gunaratne and the hundreds of talented persons that are currently facing disciplinary inquiries or have been evicted from the party be speedily taken back into the party and to act to ensure true unity in the party. The letter addressed by the United Bhikkhu Front bears the signatures of 12 bhikkhus, including the Anunayaka of the Sri Lanka Ramanya chapter, Venerable Girambe Ananda Thera and Venerable Mityagoda Gunaratana Thera.
Francois Clot, the World Bank country director recently assigned to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, says that she sees high potential in Sri Lanka. Now, Clot made this statement during a meeting with President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees yesterday. Francois Clot had noted that the government has put into place some ambitious goals and that the World Bank's current role in the country is to assist the government. A release issued by the presidential spokesperson and international media unit said that President Rajapaksa has advised Clots to visit rural parts of the country to get a comprehensive understanding of all aspects of Sri Lanka.
Speaking at the media briefing on cabinet decisions, cabinet spokesperson Minister Keheli Rambukwala expressed the following views on milk powder.
හැබැයි ජනවාරි 1 වෙනිදා ඉඳන් ගොවුන්ගේ නිෂ්පාදනයන් වල DCD කියන ද්‍රව්‍ය අඩංගු නොවන.
It has been guaranteed that their products manufactured since the 1st of January do not contain DCD. This is being confirmed through tests conducted by the government. That is the situation here. The question with whey protein is that whey protein is highly nutritious and is used in energy drinks and infant formula. 60% of a mother's milk is whey protein. The problem is not with whey protein. The problem is that in one of the batches of whey protein, a type of bacteria had entered it. This is during the production of whey protein.
ප්‍රෝටීන් ඇතුළත් කරන එක බැච් එක බැක්ටීරියා එකක් ඇතුල් වෙලා තියෙනවා ඒ වේ ප්‍රෝටීන් නිෂ්පාදනය කරන අවස්ථාව.
In business news this evening, the government has decided to develop the cities of Galle and Kandy as economic and employment generation cities.
That's right. Cabinet spokesperson Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that assistance for this project, which will cost $200 million, will be provided by the World Bank.
At the media briefing on cabinet decisions held today, it was revealed that under this urban development project, infrastructure in the cities of Kandy and Galle will be developed and city services would be brought to a higher standard. Primarily, the project will focus on developing the city's road systems to facilitate transport and strengthen waste management in the cities. The project will commence next year and is expected to be completed within 3 years. The Colombo Stock Exchange, which recorded significant losses over the past week, showed sharp gains today. At close of trading today, the benchmark all-share price index has climbed 71.86 points to 5,825.06 points. Over the past 1.5 weeks, the ASPI recorded a total loss of 450 points.
Welcome back to the news. Now, known as the King of Pop, he was born in Gary, Indiana, to a working-class African-American family.
Now, 55 years ago today, undeniably one of the greatest entertainers in generations, Michael Jackson, was born.
Michael Jackson showed remarkable range and depth for such a young performer, impressing audiences with his ability to convey complex emotions. At the age of 13, Michael launched his solo career with the release of the #1 single, Got to Be There, from the album of the same name, which sold over 3.2 million copies worldwide. In 1982, Michael launched the unforgettable album Thriller, which generated 7 top 10 hits and became the best-selling album in history. Thriller also secured Michael 12 Grammy Award nominations, of which he won 8. Michael continued to break numerous records as an artist and earned the Guinness World Records title for the longest span of US Top 40 singles from November 6, 1971 to January 1st, 2011. He was also a double inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for both his work with the Jackson 5 and as a solo artist. By 2005, the King of Pop, who had gone through many personal issues, announced that he would be performing a series of concerts in London as his final curtain call. Tickets for his This Is It tour sold out in only 4 hours. Sadly, Michael Jackson would never get to experience the anticipated success of his comeback tour. On the 25th of June 2009, Jackson suffered cardiac arrest in his Los Angeles home. At the time of his death, the King of Pop was only 50 years old. Michael Jackson's legacy lives on to this date, with many modern-day artists imitating his style in music, dance and theatrics across the globe.
And tonight on Words of Wisdom, we bring you the thoughts of the King of Pop on perfectionism.
I am never pleased with anything. I am a perfectionist. It's part of who I am. Michael Jackson.
The visiting Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea or South Korea, Chung Hong-won, and a Korean delegation participated at the Korea-Sri Lanka Economic Cooperation Forum held in Colombo today.
A memorandum of understanding on environment cooperation and water supply was also signed between the two nations at this event. The MOU seeks broader cooperation between South Korea and Sri Lanka in the field of environment conservation and water supply and management. Representatives of fields of water supply and environment conservation from both nations, including political representatives, attended the Korea-Sri Lanka Forum on Environment Cooperation in Colombo today. Following the signing of the MOU, the South Korean delegation headed by Prime Minister Chung Hong-won visited the newly opened first phase of the Colombo Port expansion project.